Do you feel unhappy with your body? Maybe you don't like the way you look, or you have problems with your weight, or a bad relationship with food. If that's you, then the upcoming video series is specifically designed to help you and to show you where are the possible reasons that are causing this situation in your life. After the videos are ready, you will find all of them under this one. And I have intentionally made this as a series because I want you to have enough time to listen to the information in each video and process it and see what part of it resonates with you. So let's get started. If you are new here, my name is Marina Stoichkova. I'm an astrologer and also a traditional psychologist. I work with interesting methods for transforming the subconscious mind. And speaking of the subconscious mind, this will be one of the main things we need to explore together with you. If there is something which is not okay for you consciously, you don't like it, you want it to be different, but you can't change it, or you feel stuck, or it's just a dead-end situation, so to speak, then the reason is that there is something in your subconscious mind which is preventing you from having what you want to have consciously. Simple as that. Of course, we know it's not literally simple, but the root is always on this level. If you consciously want to lose weight or eat less or exercise more, but you can't do it for whatever reason, the only explanation is that on a certain level, meaning in your subconscious mind, there is something else which is pushing you in the opposite direction. And the main purpose of the video series is to help you dive deeper into those options and possibilities, explore them, understand more, so that then you can change it. You can really get closer to what you consciously want. So I'm a big fan of psychological work, which of course doesn't mean that a good healthy diet or nutritional plan wouldn't help, or physical exercises or good activity of your body. Yes, that's absolutely helpful. But the first and most important is to understand the reason. In other words, to work with the reason and not with the consequences. The fact that you might have issues with your weight, or you don't like your body, or you have problems with food, those are consequences, always. They are always consequences of something deeper. There is a reason for all of them. And it's much more efficient to find the reason, and sometimes they could be many reasons for that, but to find them and to work with them, not just with the consequences, but first to understand the reason, fix it, then everything else changes. You may still need to follow some kind of nutritional plan, for example, but you won't resist it. It won't feel like torture, or you won't self-sabotage the process. So finding this deeper inner cause is essential for our work. And again, this idea also, the subconscious mind, which is stronger than the conscious mind. Probably you have seen this concept. Usually it's visualized and represented as an iceberg. And we have the tip of the iceberg, which is above the water, which symbolizes our conscious mind, our desires, what we consider and believe that we want for ourselves. And then there is this huge part of the iceberg, which is much bigger, and because of that much more powerful, which is under the water. We don't see it, we can't connect to it right away, but at the same time it controls us much more. And whenever we can't have what we want, the reason is that in this invisible iceberg, which is under the water, there is something which is telling you, no, you shouldn't be slim, or no, you are not supposed to look nice, or no, now you need to eat more. That's all. This inner part, invisible part of the iceberg is triggering you. is activating some kind of processes. So one of the main things, we will explore this specifically for you. Very important recommendation in this process, because I will mention to you different options, what might be causing those self-sabotaging processes, or what could be those inner invisible reasons. You need to explore it for yourself, see what would resonate for you. And it's possible that you may find that, okay, this resonates, the other thing resonates, and this is also possible. And you might feel like many of those things apply to you, or you might get into some kind of typical pattern of, let's say, beating yourself up or feeling sorry for yourself, or getting into your own habitual pattern. What is the solution here? First of all, to be aware that that is normal. It's normal if you find more than one reasons. That's okay. Most of us have more than one reason. So don't get discouraged, just keep going. The other thing also, we really need to change our habitual patterns. So if you realize that this issue, whatever your issue is, whether it's overeating or not liking your body or being overweight or being underweight or anything around this, whatever your habitual pattern is, you need to change this. So if you feel sorry for yourself, you need to change this. If you're using this to beat yourself up, you also need to change this. And for the purposes of this, I want to offer you one strategy which is generally very helpful for any type of personal work. Here it is. Looking at this process as a research, or in other words, becoming a detective, someone who is curious, who is interested to find this out, not to use this to feel bad or to drop into some kind of negative emotions. It's more about wanting to understand, to figure it out. The more you can add of this, like, let's say, child curiosity, or maybe the curiosity of a scientist or someone who is just hungry for knowledge, the better it will be. So try to get into this mode. It will really, really help you to be curious, to want to figure things out, and to be aware that you need to change the patterns that you will find. That's how you turn things around. Okay, so one of the most important things, your subconscious wants you to look the way you look, or have the issue that you have, or be in the situation that you are in for a reason. So there is always a reason. It's never out of nowhere. It's never for no reason. And one of the most important things also is to be aware of the role of our brain, and specifically our ancient brain, which is also called the primal brain. So of course, we are very smart nowadays. We are developing technology, sending people into space, making up so many new things. But there is also this ancient part of our brain, which is still with us. And there are mechanisms that we also share with animals. And this primal brain actually plays a huge role in our life. It's there to protect us, to defend us, to help us survive. And whenever we are in some kind of stressful situation, this brain takes over and it defines what will happen. And for this ancient primal brain of ours, there are things that I'm warning you, when I describe them to you, you may say, but how is that possible? I'm not an animal. Of course you are not. But there is a part of your brain that wants you to survive. And this part of your brain is related also to animals, or to animal instincts that we all share as living beings on this earth. And think about something. Ancient times, ancient humans, I'm talking about thousands of years ago, when survival has been extremely difficult, literally the physical survival. and think about the danger that those humans or earlier creatures have been through. Their survival has been really, really in danger. And for them, obesity hasn't been a problem. They haven't been overweight and they didn't have problems with overeating. Their problems have been exactly the opposite. Not having enough food, dying out of hunger, not being able to feed the kids, and constant physical exhaustion in order to find the next meal. That has been the main problem of ancient people. And nowadays, of course, we have evolved. There are many other things that we are able to do, but there is a part of our brain that is still related and connected to those processes. And here is the important part, which might sound a bit shocking. I'm warning you. For this part of your brain, this ancient primal brain, whenever there is a sign that there is a problem, it always equals, I don't have enough energy, I need to store more of the energy I have, and I need to spend less of it or waste less of it. So what does this mean? Right now, in your current life as a modern person, whenever you are in stress and you feel that there is something wrong with your body, you don't like it, you judge it, you feel that maybe you are overweight, whether you have 2 extra pounds or 200, the mechanisms can be pretty similar. And whenever you have this, whenever you are sending this sign, this message to your brain, to your body, it's always translated as not enough food, not enough energy, I'm in danger, I need to become bigger, I need to store more of what I currently have. Again, I know that this may sound very weird, but that's how it works. For this ancient part of the brain, to have extra of something has never ever been a problem. The problem has always been not having enough, not knowing when or where the next meal will come from, and feeling like, okay, I need to really try to store more, keep more of what I have. So anytime that you are feeling bad about your body or you feel like you have a problem with your body, that's how your brain translates this. And unfortunately, it leads to exactly the opposite effect of what you consciously want. Your brain understands, okay, there is a problem with the body. It always means one thing. It means not having enough energy. So we need to get into a saving mode or even stronger mode to keep more energy, to become stronger and bigger. And unfortunately, your problem becomes deeper. So that's why it's so important to let go or to work on this issue as much as you can, meaning the idea that you have a problem, especially if you feel like your problem is huge and it's unresolvable. And I'm not undermining, I'm not underestimating, I'm not devaluing the issues and the challenges you might have been through. But I want to show you that the more you accentuate on this, the more hopeless you feel like, my problem is so big, it's horrible, I can't solve it, I have tried so many times, nothing helps, and you're spiraling. And all of this basically accentuates the same strategy that your ancient brain is activating. Problem equals not having enough weight or not big enough body. Okay, we need to store more fat, more energy, or eat more, try to find more. So try to relax. I know that this could be one of the most difficult things. Whenever we feel like we have a problem, it's not easy to allow ourselves to relax in the midst of it. But if we can, and when we manage to do this, things can really shift. So I want to invite you, I really want to encourage you, no matter what you have tried, no matter how you have felt about your body, your image, your weight, or relationship to food, try to relax. Try to accept, okay, this is where you are right now. Try to relax at this point. And then you can apply this detective, researcher, curious child strategy of trying to figure things out. Okay, what is really underneath there? What is stopping me? What is preventing me? Where is this self-sabotage coming from? But not from the place of there is something really wrong with my body, or I have to change it, or I hate my body. All of those messages are just basically deepening the problem that you already have. So try to let this go. Another thing about liking and disliking the body. Unfortunately, many of us, I want to say especially women, but probably many men also have this problem. We don't like something. We don't like our, let's say, hips or our belly or something else. We always find something we don't like. And unfortunately, sometimes this may turn into something extreme. I have worked with many people, especially women, who are even disgusted by themselves or their body or what they are doing with food, especially people who are overeating. In my experience, probably in 95% of the cases, if not more, there is this feeling and emotion that you are disgusted with yourself or with what you are doing, or sometimes even, with the actual process. So this is an essential thing that needs to be addressed. Here, I just want to explain something. Whatever feeling or emotion you might be experiencing, you are experiencing it for one reason. Always, it's the same reason. The reason is that this feeling is already within you. And you might connect it to something external. For example, oh, I don't like the body. That's why, for example, I feel disgusted. Or, oh, I don't like what I'm doing with food, or that maybe I eat during night, or how I feel after I ate. And it may sound very logical, objective, reasonable. Okay, yes, I feel disgusted, those feelings and emotions, because, for example, my body looks like this, or because I do this with food. But that's not the truth, my friends. The truth is always the opposite, the other way around. You already have those feelings within you, the feelings of being disgusted or hopeless or whatever it might be, and they are triggering everything else. Because of them, for example, you are overeating or eating in the middle of the night, or you don't like your body. And this is actually good news, because it means that it's never about something objective. If that was true, then, for example, all people would feel the same about one concrete thing. And we know that's not true. Everyone perceives things in their own way. So if you feel disgusted with your body, with your weight, with what you do with food, the only reason is that you already have those feelings. But here is also the key. When you work on those feelings, you release those emotions, then the external pattern will also change. You won't need it anymore. And that's absolutely possible. And I have seen this happening with the clients that I work with. Once we address those feelings of disliking the body or hating the body or feeling disgusted with the body, once those emotions are cleared, then your eating habits will change, your need for food will change, or your behavior will change. So it's absolutely possible. You just need, first of all, to understand the process, how those things work. Don't use, again, I'm reminding, and I will probably remind you about this many times because it's so essential, that we are not using this to make things harder for ourselves or to punish ourselves, beat ourselves up. No, we are doing this because we want to change those patterns. We want something new for ourselves. We want to change our inner world, our feelings, but also the external reality in terms of our body or connection to it or our perception of it or things related to food or even exercise and anything else that you would like. So for now, try to process this information. Just give yourself a bit of time. Try to maybe even take notes if you want to, or just think about it. It's a really, really transformative process. So I want to encourage you to look for the upcoming videos, and as soon as they are ready, you will also find them under this one. So there will be a whole series of those videos in which I will explore and share with you different psychological reasons for having issues with your weight or problems with your body transformation. So again, the quick summary and recap. The subconscious mind is stronger than the conscious mind. If you don't like how you look or something related to your body, the reason is always about some kind of conflict between the conscious and subconscious mind. In other words, in the subconscious mind, you are supposed to look the way you look or have the process that you have or be in the situation that you are. But there is always a deeper reason. And once you understand this reason, you can heal it, you can transform it, everything else will change, including the consequences in terms of how you feel and also physically what you are going through. Don't forget about the role of the ancient primal brain, for which the only possible real issue we may have with our body is that it's not big enough, it's not strong enough, there isn't enough energy. So anytime you feel that there is something wrong with your body, you are basically kind of feeding the same pattern, and it makes your body produce more fat or store it or have more problems in this area. The body image, when you dislike your body, when you can't accept your body or you feel disgusted, it's always about some kind of emotions which are already within you, and you can also work with them, and you should work with them. And unfortunately, this also triggers a similar pattern that there is something wrong with your body, which for the ancient brain, as we said, means only one thing. Okay, let's become bigger, let's become stronger. But don't forget that all of this is fixable, all of this can be changed. But it's important to have this perspective or approach that you are a detective and you are curious to find things and really change them. So I'm very excited about this process. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or you want to share some kind of insights you might have. And you can find more about my work and the things I can do for you in the description below or just below the video. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon.